about challenges, women get into the investment, but then of course, as you rightly mentioned, is there a review happening? Is there a rebalancing happening? Are you going back to your portfolio and saying, all right, ab ye kar liya hai, to ab to mujhe ye karna hi padega, that kind of a thing. But what do you think are the classic challenges that women face when they look at long-term financial planning? And we do know there is a huge wealth gap. So how can they overcome these obstacles, to continuously build wealth as far as their capability and also as far as men?
I think largely it is about systematic investing. All right. So, like you said, there is definitely a wealth gap, or there could be other commitments that are there for the woman on being able to, spare or having disposable income. I think systematic investment is a great way for anybody to build their portfolios. I will completely agree with Dilshad that a quarterly review of the portfolio is extremely important. A minimum quarterly, you need to go back, check your portfolio. What could be impeding a long term planning could be maybe, having requirement of funds, which obviously somehow I have a feeling women always get more emotional about their investments than anything else, and you have a tendency to try and do the best for everybody other than your own portfolio. So sometimes you have the temptation to break your portfolio, or to be able to stop the investment before time, before the necessary time period is over. So I think what is most important is to have a systematic plan in mind, have a step up plan in mind. So we today have daily SIPs also, which are possible. There are weekly SIPs that are possible in mutual funds. It is so simple to, just put in that X amount that you can spare on a daily basis, irrespective of whether you're earning, whether you're a housewife, it doesn't matter. The point is to be able to spare that little thing, to spare that amount that you can, and then do that systematic investment. And also, step it up as and when your income increases. I think in long term goal based financial planning, this is one of the best ways to increase the portfolio. This is one of the best ways to ensure that you are able to put in that required amount at the necessary disciplined time. I think that is one of the best ways in which we can get women to continue their investments and to put the right things in perspective for them.
True. Deepika, I want you to chime in on that. I think what happens is that women only start very later in life, to look at their financials from the point of view of investment, right? I think there has to be, of course, financial literacy is so important, but I think that financial awakening that women should actually start investments much early in their lives, because that is likely to give them more time to create that wealth is so important. But what are the when you meet clients, what is the average age, and do you think there needs to be a movement for that average age to sort of go down, and girls and younger ladies and females should actually start their journey sooner?
I think great question, Mugda. I think each one of us will have a similar, if not the same answer to this if you were to pose this question to all of us. I think average age wise, I pretty much it's anyone between the ages of 30 to 35, right? And the time a woman really starts thinking about her money, unfortunately, is when a life event occurs. The life event could be, hey, I just completed my masters, now I have this education loan, and I've started working, what should I do about it? Life event could be getting married, life event could be losing a parent, and there's some inheritance and I need to start planning for it. Or life event could be like having a child, or a divorce, right? So it's so many different life events, unfortunately, that nudge women to start thinking about their money. I think literacy is doing a good job. And at basis, that's literally what we do, right? We're focused on literacy, getting women to know what to do before they actually get about doing stuff with regard to their money. However, what I'm increasingly noticing in the Gen Z or the younger millennials, which is kind of a good thing, is that women are talking about investments, right? Unfortunately, as we always say, the folks advising them on those investments are men. Like I'll give you a very quick example. I have a young cousin. She's a doctor. I mean, she's a dentist, and out of nowhere, and a few years ago, she reached out to me. We started doing some SIPs. She reviews them once a year with me. She suddenly called me and she's like, somebody's telling me to invest in these 5 stocks. And my first question to her was, why? Like, why do you want to do it? And she didn't have an answer to the why. Right. So I think I'm noticing this a lot with women. You listen to the men or others in your life, which is not a bad thing, but what they want to do with their money is so different from you. And I was like, do you know 3 out of these 5 stocks could go bust? Do you know the risk associated with it, etc.? And she's like, oh, I didn't know. And unfortunately that happens way too much, and far so with the younger gen, which is also kind of rebellious. I think women in the 30s to like mid 35, I mean 35 40s, we still involve our partners or some man in our life, even if our decision is almost independent. But the younger generation, with this sense of rebellion, is making choices that may not favor them in the future, more so women, I think, which is why this literacy angle needs to double up. Of course,
Mm.
being relevant to, I mean, I don't know how many of the, Gen Zs will be plugging into this room today to listen to us, but I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of others. And I think this experience of literacy or awareness for them has to be customized to just the way they want to listen to stuff.
Wonderful. Some excellent points there. Amrita, you wanted to make a point.
Yeah, I just want to make a point that I think that the shift has happened. I think today, the Gen Zs, and the Gen X, they are investing way sooner than I ever started, right? So I think that I see that with the kind of people who are even investing on IND money. I see the age groups shift have happened. They are already holding demat accounts way before I or you did, right? And they are way more aware of their options today. Although obviously the younger generation want to make quick buck, they want to make money fast, and markets have been supportive. So whether they understand the risk tolerance, etc., is questionable. But the fact that they are investing, and they
Mm.
want to do more with their money is a shift that I see with the data that I look at almost daily. That shift has definitely happened. I have a 14-year-old. He is already very interested in what's happening and where to invest, etc. So I think that shift has happened. Also, thanks to the entire awareness, social media exposure, etc., that the Gen Zs have, that they are more aware of their options, and the ways and means have become way easier. A lot of platform like IND Money, etc., have made it very convenient for them to even buy a US stock, Indian stocks, bonds. It's become way easier to execute. So because of all these reasons, I think there is a shift that has happened.
I will completely agree with her. I think it is very like I also have a 14-year-old who is very keen that whatever amount of money his grandparents give him, I should invest in the market for him. So I think it is so simple now that people, the awareness has gone up so much, and he actually asks me, "Have you invested my money? Are you going to just keep it? And can you show me my portfolio? How do I believe that you have invested my money?" So on and so forth. So I think it has really helped. The awareness has really gone up, and I think compared to us, I think the first time I understood what a check looks like was when I actually started studying about it in college, because we were never exposed, right, to all of this. But now I think it is our responsibility, and also our kids are much more aware, because I think whether it is banking, whether it is the basics of financial literacy, I think we are doing a great job at being able to start them off really early. And no age is
Yeah.
a younger age. I think you can start immediately.
An investor education and awareness initiative of Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार के जोखिमों के अधीन है। स्कीम संबंधी सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।